Well, with me on our interactive news segment is Honorable Mathias Nsubuga. Thanks for joining me, Honorable.
Thank you.
Well, Honorable, the issue at hand is the statement that you have just read on the floor of Parliament to do with the ongoing recruitment of militia groups.
Yep.
Would you mind sharing with us what's going on in regard to this recruitment that you have alleged on the floor of Parliament?
Another group under the notorious Major Kakooza Mutale, who is supposed to be a presidential advisor, is again back in the news, recruiting another militia group and training them in the jungles of Luwero, and he's made it very clear and is unequivocal in his communication as to what he's doing. He's saying he's recruiting that militia, he's training them to be able to unleash them on the opposition come 2016. And the issues I raised on the floor of Parliament was to demand of government to explain as to whether they have surrendered the security of our people in 2016 to militias, because the history of electoral violence in this country is not lost to the last election. We had violence in 2001, climaxing to its worst in 2006. And we are seeing again Kakooza Mutale initially under Kalanga Action Plan, where he unleashed terror to the entire countryside, again back, training people. And again the police allegedly saying that they are aware of his presence, but do not know of his intentions. It's the same police overzealously breaking up lawful gatherings of the opposition, now watching on as Kakooza Mutale prepares to unleash terror on the population. I have made it very clear to Parliament and the Minister that if you do not come out to explain this and actually disperse these militias, we are going to confront them. Because this is our country and you are ready. We're not going to simply fold our hands and allow these militias and these loosely organized criminal gangs to be unleashed onto our people.
Of course, from your interim findings, in whose interest is Kakooza Mutale operating and who is financing his operations?
Proclaimed it to all and sundry that he's working for Mr. Museveni. He is supposed to be his advisor. I think they have shared advice and they have zeroed down on militias as part of the solution to 2016 elections. And the Speaker has directed the Minister to come tomorrow to Parliament and explain what's going on. And while the Minister has actually acknowledged the existence of crime preventers who are recruited in a partisan way and trained and oriented and indoctrinated in a partisan way, he's denied the existence of Kakooza Mutale's groups in Luwero, yet it is all over the media, print and electronic. A clear sign that actually this country perhaps is descending slowly into Somalia, where sections of the country are controlled by different militias. Maybe we are evolving slowly into a Congo or Libya of sorts, because if you are a minister and you claim that you are not aware of the actions of one of your own, which is everywhere, then perhaps you are not up to the task, or you're actually lying to the country through your nose.
Of course, interim information that we are getting is pointing to the fact that also fallen out Brigadier Henry Tumukunde is also coming back, has been brought back on board under the same cover with a real special assignment like those of Kakooza Mutale. What are your findings to that?
No, what's happening and what the country must know is that the regime is prepared to make the forthcoming election violent and brutal. When you see those militias in yellow t-shirts being passed out and donning Mr. Museveni's yellow t-shirts, and they're being called crime preventers, which crime preventers have not prevented any crime until 2016. We are only sounding the alarm bells to ladies and gentlemen out there, fellow countrymen and women, that actually it's our duty to stop a desperate regime and a desperate person in the name of Mr. Museveni from ruining this country. This country is not his farm, but we are going to allow him to to engage in all manner of criminal acts for the sake of him remaining in power. And the latest of his actions is the militarization of the country and even civilians and recruitment of militias. And our biggest worry, and my worry, which I submitted to Parliament, is that maybe Mr. Museveni is preparing the country for genocide.
Are you trying to tell the country that from your observation analysis, they are all indicators of the ongoing recruitment of the so-called militias is a sign of plunging the country into a state of genocide?
Certainly, what we witnessed in Kenya in 2012, I guess, is likely to happen here pretty soon, because before Kenya descended into electoral violence, these recruitments took place, the world witnessed, they were written about, and nobody cared until bodies were all over streets and in the countryside. So this partisan recruitment and training, coupled with partisan sloganeering, dressing into yellow t-shirts, and the president purportedly passing them out, is not just an indictment of the officialdom in security, which is the police, but a clear sign that Mr. Museveni and his cohorts are ready to do anything and everything to make sure that the next election is violently stolen in his favor. But it's also our duty to stop him in his tracks.
Are you not sounding war drums that we are likely to see a serious mutiny whereby nationals are killing each other?
So are you advising the country to surrender in the face of this impending attack? That we must kneel down, surrender, and have us rape our democracy? That we must simply fold our hands and unleash terror on our people? I told Parliament that in my constituency, we have yet to recover from last election electoral violence. We still have victims of electoral violence meted out by the military in the Masaka Municipality. I can't simply look on as other militias are being recruited and trained to unleash terror on our people in the forthcoming election. I would like to advise Mr. Museveni that if he believes he's going to lose the next election, he can as well cancel it and rule by decree.
Well, thank you very much, Honorable Mathias, for sharing with us at this critical moment when the country is determining its next political leadership. Thank you very much.